In a world where anxiety and desperation can be suffocating, there's a certain allure to individuals who exude calmness, confidence, and self-assurance. Think of the person who doesn't sweat the small stuff, who doesn't chase validation, and who seems to radiate an aura of quiet strength. Such individuals have a magnetic quality that draws people in, often without them even realizing it. You've probably encountered this phenomenon in your own life. Someone who seems to effortlessly command attention and respect, not by trying too hard, but by being unapologetically themselves. You might have even been advised to play it cool or not be too available in social or romantic situations. But what if this advice isn't just about playing games or manipulating others? What if it's rooted in a deeper philosophy that can transform the way you interact with the world? The ancient Stoics, known for their wisdom on living a fulfilling life, had a concept that might just hold the key to unlocking this kind of effortless attraction. It's called apatheia, emotional independence. At its core, apatheia isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming robotic. It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace, detachment, and self-control that allows you to navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose. When you embody apatheia, you're not swayed by external events or opinions. You're not desperate for validation or attention. You're not reactive or impulsive. Instead, you're like a still pond that reflects the beauty of the world without getting ruffled by its turbulence. And it's precisely this quality that can make people drawn to you, often in ways that surprise even yourself. So, how does apathesis work its magic? How can it help you build stronger, more meaningful relationships, command respect, and even inspire obsession in others? Let's dive deeper into the power of emotional independence and explore how it can transform your life and relationships. Part 1. Understanding the Stoic Secret. Apatheia. In modern English, the word apathy has a negative connotation. It implies not caring at all. But the ancient Stoics had a much deeper and more empowering definition. Apatheia comes from Greek roots that literally mean without passion or free from suffering. But to Stoics, it didn't mean becoming cold or emotionally dead inside. It meant freedom from destructive emotions, freedom from the internal chaos that keeps people reactive, needy, or driven by desire and fear. As Marcus Aurelius said in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the context of relationships and attraction, this strength translates into a kind of emotional sovereignty. You don't need validation. You don't chase affection. You don't lose yourself in anxiety or craving. Instead, you stand still like a mountain, observing, evaluating, and moving with intention. And here's the paradox. When you no longer need others, they start needing you. When you are emotionally independent, people become emotionally drawn to you. Part 2. Why emotional independence creates obsession. Human psychology is wired to notice scarcity, mystery, and confidence. Most people are either overly available or constantly signaling need, texting too quickly, over-explaining themselves, trying to prove their worth, or showing emotional highs and lows based on how others treat them. But someone who embodies apatheia doesn't do any of that. Instead, they display detachment from outcomes. You're not shaken if someone doesn't respond right away. You don't feel the need to force a connection. Presence without desperation. You enjoy interactions, but you're never desperate to extend or control them. Confidence through self-containment. Your sense of identity and happiness is not tied to external approval. In behavioral psychology, this resembles non-attachment, a concept shown to generate interest and admiration. When people can sense that you're not trying to gain something from them, they let their guard down and often try to impress you. Why? Because your energy tells them, "I am complete. I don't need you, but I may choose you." And that is irresistible. Part 3. The difference between indifference and Stoic detachment. To be clear, Apatheia is not the same as being cold, aloof, or emotionally unavailable. Many people try to fake stoicism by ghosting, ignoring messages, or pretending not to care. That's not what Stoicism teaches, and it doesn't work in the long run. Eventually, people pick up on inauthenticity. Real Stoic detachment means being fully present, emotionally intelligent and kind, but never dependent. You're capable of love, affection, and connection, but you're never controlled by it. Think of it this way. Indifference says, "I don't care about you." Stoic detachment says, "I care, but I don't cling. I love, but I don't lose myself. I enjoy your presence, but I don't fear your absence." When you live this truth, your energy becomes magnetic. People feel safer around you, but also challenged to rise to your level. They admire your self-control, your peace, your mysterious confidence, and most importantly, they respect you. Obsession, when rooted in respect, becomes sustainable and sincere. Part 4. How to practice apatheia in modern life. So how do you actually live this Stoic secret? Let's break it down into practical steps. 1. Know your circle of control. This is the foundation of all Stoic practice. Epictetus taught, "Some things are up to us and some things are not." In attraction and dating, the other person's feelings, responses, and timing are not in your control. Your mindset, words, actions, and standards are. Focus relentlessly on what you can control. Your reactions, your energy, your attention, your standards, your self-talk. Every time you catch yourself trying to control how someone feels or what they do, pause. Return your energy to your own lane. That calmness is power, and it will be felt. 2. Detach from outcomes. This doesn't mean you don't care how things go. It means your identity doesn't depend on it. Whether someone texts you back, agrees to a second date, or gives you attention, doesn't change your worth. You want connection, but you don't need it to feel okay. When you truly internalize this, it creates freedom. You can flirt, love, or bond without fear. Rejection doesn't sting the same way because your emotional foundation is internal. People feel this difference. When you're not chasing outcomes, your vibe becomes rare and magnetic. 3. Master the pause. One of the most underrated Stoic techniques is pausing before reacting. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In the modern world, quick responses are the norm, but those who pause, reflect, and respond with intention signal depth and discipline. Next time you feel the urge to reply to a message instantly, seek validation, or prove your worth, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what would a person who values themselves do right now? That pause alone puts you ahead of 90% of people. 4. Live by inner standards. The Stoics believed in living by virtue, not external validation. They asked, what kind of person do I want to be? Not, what will make people like me? This flips the entire game of attraction. When you prioritize integrity, honesty, composure, courage, discipline, you become someone people admire, trust, and obsess over. Not because you're playing games, but because you're living truthfully. Your standards act as a filter. You no longer tolerate disrespect, confusion, or inconsistency. Not with anger, but with calm boundaries. This is the root of authentic self-worth, and paradoxically, it makes people want to meet your standards. Part 5. Apatheia and the chase. Dynamic. Let's address a key concept in dating. The chase. Why are we so drawn to people who seem slightly out of reach? Why do we value attention more when it's not freely given? Because psychologically, We equate difficulty with value. This is called the scarcity principle. If someone is always available, always saying yes, and clearly trying to win us over, we unconsciously lower their value. But when someone is calm, selective, and emotionally grounded, we lean in. We want to earn their attention. We wonder what they're thinking. We obsess over why they're so composed when others aren't. This is the silent power of apatheia. It makes people pursue you, not because you're withholding, but because you're whole. And when they finally get close to you, they find someone present, kind and genuine, not cold but stable. That combination is rare and obsession-worthy. Final thoughts. The Stoic secret isn't a tactic, it's a transformation. When you shift from emotional dependence to emotional mastery, you don't just become more attractive, you become untouchable in the best way. This doesn't mean you stop caring, loving, or connecting. It means you stop clinging, and that shift changes everything.